My God, I hate drugs.
Another measure signed into law, the expanded maternity leave for working women. This law extends the paid maternity leave from 60 to 105 days. It also allows working mothers, regardless of civil status, to extend their leave for another 30 days, but without pay. On the other hand, single mothers can have an additional 15-day paid leave. 7 of the 105-day leave benefit may be transferable to fathers. This may be claimed on top of the 7-day leave under the Paternity Leave Act. The current law allows only 60 days paid maternity leave for women for normal delivery and 78 days for cesarean section. Bill author and sponsor Senator Risa Hontiveros says this new law makes the country at par with international standards. She adds this is a victory for women.
Mas may panahon si nanay magpahinga pagkatapos mabuntis at manganak, mas may panahon i-establish yung exclusive breastfeeding, mas may panahon din si tate at yung buong pamilya mag-bond kay baby. So sa araw na ito talagang walang halong ibang damdamin kundi tuwa. Ngayong araw na ito, win ang kababaihan.
Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello says he will speed up the drafting of the implementing rules and regulations of the Expanded Maternity Leave Act. The implementing agency normally has 90 days to draft the IRR, but Bello says he will try to finish it within 45 days. He will also look into making the law retroactive, meaning it can be applied to mothers who gave birth even before the law is implemented.
Oh, kasama na yan. Oh. A law is always prospective, but it can be retroactive. It is favorable. It will be retroactively applied if it is favorable to women.
So, kailan po, sir? Paano yung coverage?
Alin, lahat ng mga nanganak. Oh, mga anak, yung mga anak.
Mga anak pala.
Oh, siyempre.
Sir, paano po yung mga anak? Paano po yung nanganak na? Siguro a week, a month?
They will be covered.
What do you think about our top stories tonight? Send us a message at CNN Philippines. Some netizens have been calling out candidates who posted campaign materials on public vehicles. Meanwhile, transport regulators remind franchise holders that they need to get a permit before placing any political advertisement on public utility vehicles. Our Carolyn Bonkin reports.
Tagging Comelec on Twitter, netizen Jason posted this photo of a political advertisement sticker for senatorial candidate Bongo on a bus. Aside from this, Comelec has been receiving other inquiries on campaign ads posted on public and private vehicles, such as this sticker covering half of this pickup truck. Netizen Kulas also asked Comelec if this video in the MRT showing an advertisement for the Malasakit Center featuring senatorial candidate Bongo is allowed. Comelec reminds candidates campaign posters of 2 by 3 feet may only be put at the back of buses. Stickers should not be bigger than 8.5 by 11 inches. Even for private vehicles, campaign materials should not exceed 2 by 3 feet. Comelec Resolution 1048-8 also prohibits placement of propaganda materials in public transport vehicles such as the MRT, LRT, and PNR, government-owned vehicles, and public transport terminals such as airports and train stations. When asked about GOS ads, DOTR Assistant Secretary Goddess Libiran said advertisements which are not related to MRT should be referred to the company handling the display system. CNN Philippines has asked the company as well as Bongo's campaign staff for comment about the Malasakit advertisement on MRT and has yet to receive a response. Meanwhile, Land Transportation and Regulatory Board Chief Martin Delgra reminds franchise holders they need to seek LTFRB permit before posting political advertisements on jeepneys, buses, and other public utility vehicles. Delgra says not doing so would mean violating rules of franchise and would cost them penalty or suspension.
So kahit na whether it's a political ad or not, it's actually the same as applying for a advertisement that will be placed on the public utility vehicles. Since it's in the nature of a what you call transit advertisement on public utility vehicle, LTFRB still regulates those type of advertisements.
Delgra warns PUV and PUJ operators will face a penalty of at least 10,000 pesos or revocation of franchise if they're caught accommodating political advertisements without LTFRB's permit. Caroline Bonkin, CNN Philippines.
The Commission on Elections calls for transparency in political campaigns, especially now that most candidates are spending big on social media. COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez tells CNN Philippines social media-related expenses must be disclosed.
Meron po tayong kakayanan na malaman ang lahat ng ads na inilabas para sa kandidato. So alam natin kung aling mga kandidato ang gumamit halimbawa ng boosted post. Makikita natin yan. At dahil ang boosting ay possible only if you have a page, then malalaman din natin saan nanggaling yung perang pang-boost, kung kaninong account. Kaya po natin i-require yung mga kandidato na magbigay ng kanilang social media pages para alam natin saan tayo magsisimulang tumingin. Pero, gayon pa man, kahit na wala kang nilista sa aming URL, malalaman pa rin po natin kasi nga meron tayong ability to check the ads. Required po sila na mag-submit sa amin ng validated report tungkol sa spending online.
Catch the full interview with Jimenez, blogger Tonyo Cruz, and Akbayan Youth's PJ Tanglao on the replays of On the Record. That's on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. and on Sunday at 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. Miss Universe 2018 Catriona Gray gets a warm welcome from fans at her homecoming parade. The beauty queen was all smiles in her Sampaguita-inspired Filipiniana pantsuit by designer Mark Tumang. The parade passed through some major roads in Manila, Pasay, all the way to Makati City. Many braved the heat just to get a glimpse at the Filipino pride, and many said it's all worth it, with Catriona packing full energy as she waved to her supporters.
It's worth it. May trabaho pa kami pero sumaglit lang kami just to see Catriona. Kung makapaniwala na nakita ko siya, napakaganda niya, at kitang-kita yung buong postura na pagiging matalino niya talaga. She deserves the crown of Miss Universe!
Talagang bumili kami ng crown, nagpagawa kami ng sash para lang makita niya, ma-appreciate niya. Nung nakita niya ako, sabi niya, Beshi, ang ganda ng crown mo. As in parang nakakatuwa.
Catriona is scheduled to pay a courtesy call on top government officials, including Vice President Leni Robredo, Senate President Tito Soto, and House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. She will also visit and bond with beneficiaries of Young Focus, Love Yourself PH, and Smile Train, in line with her advocacy of helping poor children and people living with the HIV and AIDS. The government moves the closure of the Tandang Sora flyover and intersection on Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City. MMDA General Manager Jojo Garcia says the flyover will be closed next Saturday, March 2nd, instead of this coming Saturday, February 23rd. Garcia says this will give local officials enough time to disseminate information among residents in the area. The closure and eventual demolition of the flyover will give way for the construction of the Metro Rail Transit Line 7. The Transportation Department says its private partner for the project, San Miguel Corporation, has agreed to the postponement.
Starting, I think, this morning pa, na yung mga barangay nag-inform na sa mga residente ron. Ang maganda lang dito, we're giving them until Sunday para sabihan na yung mga illegal vendors yan, obstruction, to remove. Because starting on Monday, I'm instructing Colonel Memel and June Vialo, the head of our task force, to clear all obstructions sa vicinity ng Tandang Sora.
The Quezon City government vows to help those who will be affected. The Agriculture Department is not worried about the possible impact of El Nino on crops, but for farmers, it's better to be ready than sorry. Our Tristan Odalo reports on how they are preparing for El Nino's potential impact.
Unmindful of the scorching heat of the sun, 73-year-old farmer Ernesto Fajardo checks on his 4-hectare farm in Plaridel, Bulacan as news of a drought or El Nino reaches him.
Malaki. Kasi ang isang hektarya na taniman, pinupuhunan namin ng mga 40,000. Gaya nun sa akin, 4. Kung hindi masusuportahan ito ng tubig, wala yung puhunan ko. walang sweldo.
Fajardo says they're not feeling the El Nino yet, but the hot weather and unstable water supply or irrigation have making the situation difficult for farmers.
Hindi namin alam kung aanihin namin itong tanim nito. Bakit po? Pagka walang tubig, hindi mag-aani.
Now, Mang Ernesto is racing against time to harvest what he can before the drought comes. His farm normally yields 300 sacks of rice.
Ito lang kuha nito kung sakali. Dahil dati ganito, gumagapas na kami. Nag-aani na. Ngayon, atrasado. Hindi kami makakapagbungkal pagka walang tubig.
His neighbors share the same concern.
Halimbawa kapag yung tag-init at talagang palay hindi pa sa gulang siya na talagang anihin, na hanggang sa antay na lang siya umani, kaya lang ang ani niya hindi masyadong maganda.
Weather Bureau Pag-asa says the full impact of El Nino will hit next month.
We're expecting this to become a full-blown El Nino probably by March or April.
Oh, so next month already.
And that would have adverse impact on the, basically on the water supply. And that would have a domino effect on the dam operations, power generations, and irrigation, just to name a few.
El Nino happens when the country experiences less rainfall than usual. Pag-asa warns this year it will have twice the impact since it will come during the dry season.
It is coinciding with the incoming summer season in the Philippines, so we are expecting warmer daytime temperatures in some parts of the countries as well in the coming months.
It's still business as usual for farmers here in Bulacan, but they appeal for government assistance when El Nino makes its presence felt. Tristan Nodalo, CNN Philippines.
Agriculture Secretary Manny Piñol says the expected dry period comes at a good time since it will hit just as the harvest season is almost over. The province of Bohol bracing for the impact of reduced rainfall this month due to El Nino. The Provincial Agriculture Office has requested Pag-asa to conduct a cloud seeding operation in May. This is to induce rain and fill up Bohol's dams. The province has 24,000 hectares of rice fields, which are irrigated with water from dams. But about the same area of rice fields rely on rainfall. And political parties trying to drum up support in vote-rich Cebu ahead of the midterm elections. Senatorial candidates of the opposition alliance Ocho Derecho made the rounds in Cebu today. They went door-to-door for their so-called Makinig program, in which they hold conversations with voters. Senatorial bets from the president's party, PDP Laban, will also hold a rally in Cebu province on Sunday. No word yet if they will be joined by other allied candidates. Mr. Duterte will lead the event. The government will stop issuing special work permits for foreigners once the 2019 national budget bill is signed. Senate Labor Committee Chairman Joel Villanueva says there is a provision in the bill which prohibits the Immigration Bureau from issuing special work permits, or SWP, to foreign citizens. SWPs are issued to foreigners who hope to work in the country for 3 to 6 months. If they want to work beyond 6 months, they are required to get an alien employment permit from the Labor Department and eventually a working visa from the Immigration Bureau. Villanueva, however, says it is very easy to get an SPW. He believes the Bureau should not be allowed to issue that permit because it does not have the capacity to vet whether the jobs given to foreigners cannot be performed by a Filipino or if there is no Filipino available to take on the task.
AEPs po ang dapat i-issue. Yun nga po yung ating, yun yung gusto nating mangyari upang masiguro natin, ang tanging dahilan lamang naman po ay para masiguro natin na yung bibigyan ng work permits ng mga banyaga ay yung mga banyaga na magtatrabaho dito na hindi nanakaw ng mga trabaho na para sa ating mga kababayan.
For his part, Labor Secretary Silvestre Rebello wants to increase the penalty for companies which hire illegal foreign workers. He explains the 10,000 per employee fine for hiring illegal workers is too measly. Bello believes it should be increased to 10 million pesos per illegal employee. TV host Corina Sanchez, now a mother of twins. Sanchez and husband Mar Rojas welcomed a baby girl and boy. She shared the good news on Instagram, asking followers to suggest names for the twins. The couple told TV network ABS-CBN the babies were born via surrogacy. It is a method of assisted reproductive treatment in which a woman bears a child on behalf of another couple. Corina is now in her 50s, while senatorial aspirant Mar in his 60s. The former senator has a son from a past relationship. TV host Corina Sanchez, now a mother of twins. Sanchez and husband Mar Rojas welcomed a baby girl and boy. She shared the good news on Instagram, asking followers to suggest names for the twins. The couple told TV network ABS-CBN the babies were born via surrogacy. It is a method of assisted reproductive treatment in which a woman bears a child on behalf of another couple. Corina is now in her 50s, while senatorial aspirant Mar in his 60s. The former senator has a son from a past relationship. The Health Department working to implement the Universal Health Care Act. This means every Filipino may soon be covered by a national health insurance program. The question now is there money to fund the program? And for how long? Our Rex Remitio has the answers.
Kain na kayo. Bili na kayo.
56-year-old Jenny Dante prepares breakfast and lunch meals daily in a karinderya in Tondo, Manila. She takes home an average of 500 pesos a day, spending it mostly for her 3 grandchildren. Dante often suffers from headaches because of stress, and sometimes she needs to go to the hospital. Although she has never been confined, she worries about a possible major illness striking her in the future.
Siyempre po, naghanap buhay rin po ako, marami rin po akong ginagastusan. Mga apo ko na sa akin .
Dante can now rely on a source of financial assistance under the new Universal Healthcare Act. The law makes Dante an automatic member of PhilHealth, which handles the National Health Insurance Program. This means the government will pay for her medical expenses whether or not she contributes for PhilHealth.
Si Mang Juan na mahirap, kung pupunta po ito sa atin pampublikong pagamutan, ay libre na ang kanyang gastusin. Yung check-up package, yung ililibre natin ang anti-hypertensive, anti-diabetics, and anti-cholesterol medicines. Yung 3 lang muna.
Meanwhile, those with regular contributions will have additional benefits. These will be specified in the laws implementing rules and regulations to be crafted within 6 months. Health officials are encouraging Filipinos to contribute to the fund as much as they can.
Kailangan natin kasi hindi pwede na walang contribution, lalo na sa may kakayanan, no, na magbayad ng contribution para mabuhay yung pondo ng PhilHealth.
Officials say they need to make sure funds are enough to sustain healthcare for all. That's why they're pushing for higher alcohol and tobacco taxes, where proceeds will go to funding universal healthcare. But are these sources enough to sustain the program? PhilHealth Acting Chief Roy Ferrer says funding is enough, at least for the next 8 years.
Actuarial na projection natin masusustain for that aside from the GAA, yung budget coming from the DBM, and yung premium collections na galing sa PhilHealth and other sources of funds, definitely masusustain natin ito even in the year 2027.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque says the system is a work in progress as they try to hire more health workers to support the program. The likes of Dante now have something to look out for to finance their medical needs. Until then, her faith in God will keep her going.
Handa naman po ako dahil kung pagdating mo tanda ka na, siyempre doon ka pupunta di ba? Mayroon ka ng mararamdaman dahil nagkakaedad ka na .
Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.